Hello cousins, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Big Mama Cooks and I have an Instagram page where I post recipes all the time at Big Mama Cooks _. Today's third Soup Saturdays recipe is none other than chili, the perfect cold night meal that holds well in the fridge for leftovers or lunch the next day. Let's get right to it. All of the ingredients are going to be listed in the bottom bar. Here I'm showing some chopped white onion, Cubanelle pepper, red bell pepper, and garlic. In a large pot on medium-high heat, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of oil and add in all of my veggies. I'm going to stir fry my veggies, moving them around gently for about 2 minutes or until my veggies start becoming soft and translucent. Next, I'm going to add in my ground beef. This recipe can call for ground turkey or ground chicken. I'm using about 1.5 pounds of ground beef. I'm going to add that in and move it around to start breaking down the ground beef. As the ground beef starts to cook, it's going to start clumping up together, so it's good to start mashing it up and breaking it down. This recipe calls for 2 types of tomato products. I am going to be using both tomato sauce and diced tomatoes. I chose the tomatoes with no salt added so I can manipulate the salt later on. I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 can of my diced tomatoes, and that is 12 ounces of tomatoes, and then I'm going to add in the equivalent of 2 cups of tomato sauce and add in my Worcestershire sauce. Next comes the spice mix. Do not worry, all of the ingredients are going to be listed in the bottom bar. I add all of my spices to a bowl and mix it very well together. I am going to add in half of my spice mix now, mix it very well together, and I'm going to reserve the other half for later on. Once I have all of my spices mixed in really well to my pot, I'm going to lower the flame to medium low. So we went from high to medium low. I'm going to be using 1 can of pink beans, but I'd like to let you guys know that you can use really any kind of beans you have available. If it's kidney beans, black beans, pink beans, any kind of beans can be used. And I'm adding this in without draining the beans. If you've been following my recipes, I know that comes as a surprise, but there's a reason why I don't drain the beans when I'm making chili. The liquid that the can of beans comes in thickens the sauce. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Rest assured, this recipe does not turn out salty. I promise you it will not be salty. And the remainder of the spice mix that I had. I'm going to mix all of this really well together, and then I'm going to cover my pot for 15 minutes on medium-low heat. Remember, we're still going on medium-low heat. Now, at the end of those 15 minutes, when we come back, I'm going to mix and move my chili around, and we're going to go on to the next ingredients. I'm going to be adding in 2 chicken bouillon cubes. I promised you before, and I am telling you now, this dish will not turn out salty. Ground beef needs a ton of seasoning in order for it to turn out flavorful. And chili is a traditionally flavor-packed dish. So I'm going to mix everything really well together, and then I'm going to add in 1 can of drained corn. This is completely optional and up to you, but we really enjoy that extra touch of sweetness. After you've mixed in your corn, we are going to cover our pot once again. It's still going on medium-low heat for 20 minutes. At the end of those 20 minutes, when we come back, you have officially made chili. A perfect cold weeknight meal that sits really well in the fridge and goes well for lunch the next day. Accompany your chili with some baked potatoes, some cornbread, some white rice, some regular old bread. Chili goes well with just about anything. Thank you for watching, cousins. See you again next time.